me. You gotta get it in. No.
You know where that's from? You know where that's from? You know where that's from?
No.
School Musical.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know with Sharpay. She's like,
I'm trying to put all that out of my head. I'm so tired of y'all watching it back then.
you'll be okay.
I was sick of it.
Welcome back to the 5th episode of the No Holds podcast. I don't know why I be almost messing that up. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, what? It's like,
welcome back to the No Holds podcast. Like, we're here. I don't remember
episode number 5, numero 5. This is the 5th episode. We are so glad that you guys came back to watch with us, on YouTube and everything else. So yeah, how was your day? It was pretty. How's that?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Yeah, this is pretty much the first thing we
relaxed day.
So far,
yeah.
We have the rest of the day ahead of us, but
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to go into like. I guess we've been having some experiences. I'm sure everybody just has experiences, but I kind of want to go into relationships today.
Okay.
I kind of want to talk about relationships, like all kinds of relationships.
Okay.
Like nothing specific, but very specific.
But very specific.
Something like that.
Specific about relationships, but not the specific kind of relationship.
There you go.
There we are. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
See, that's why we're here.
Like, do you feel like relationships are important?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In everything.
Like why?
I think it's just important to connect with people. I feel like everybody needs people. We all need people.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's just important to build relationships and to actually connect with people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody needs everybody, We're on an earth full of humans.
So let's do this, because I just had a thought.
Oh, God.
I'm
scared.
Just had a thought. How do you define? Because everybody is going to have a different definition.
I don't like her.
This is a good one because
I don't like her.
How do you define relationship? Because I'm going to tell you why I'm asking this. Because some people will be like, oh, it's just having conversation, or it's going out to eat, or it's going to have a drink, or it's going to hang out at or it's actually dating, or it's, how do you define?
I mean, I don't think it's a relationship until you're actually connecting with that person.
All right.
I don't think if you're not connected to the person, so okay, we went and had we went out and we had a drink, or we went out and we went to go get something to eat, and then it's done.
So that's not relationship.
No, I don't think so. There's no connection there.
Okay,
there's
so what's the connection part? Because a lot of people have a problem with that. Because
to connect with somebody, you have to talk to them. You have to talk to people.
Okay, well, isn't going out to have dinner?
Yes, but I mean, it's wherever your intentions lie. I mean, with that specifically, whatever the case may be, I feel like it's wherever your intentions lie with that sort of scenario or whatever. But I mean, I guess that's all the way around or whatever. Yeah, wherever your intentions, lie when it comes to being in relationship with this person or whatever.
Right. Do you find it easy to maybe, I guess, connect with people? Because in relationship, I've come to realize in my, so many years of life that it's necessary.
So accurate.
So many years of life.
So many years of life.
It's necessary to connect.
Mm-hmm.
It's necessary, I guess, to be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
It's necessary to just like all the above, to really like allow yourself to be seen, and then allow yourself to also see. So, okay. People that don't really wear glasses but need to wear glasses. This is what happens.
The way you just try to expose me in front of these people.
Yep.
Why would you want to do that to me?
You gotta look when your eye look, you gotta. No, but when it comes to relationship, it's so important because it causes. You can see me now. Hey,
I can see. Hey, how many fingers?
Hey. God, it's so important because how else do you transition through life? Because every and anything that we do is going to require a relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So is it possible to have a relationship without connecting?
I don't think so.
So what if it's just like on a job? You think you gotta like connect?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
I
can
mean,
just be in a relationship, have a job relationship, and just be like, okay, I'll see you when I get to work.
I mean,
And then
yes, like in the sense of like, okay, I'll see you when I get. Like, I'm not saying you guys have to like outside of work go and like y'all have to go do something to be in a relationship. But as long as like there's, because that's, I guess, like it could be just like a boundary or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want work and whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like as long as you're connecting with the people that you're working with, in order to have a healthy work environment and everything else,
Some type of
you
connection.
have to have some kind of
Okay.
connection.
Not the
Yes.
same type that you would have, like say you and I have.
Yeah,
It'd
like
be
no,
very
it
different type of
doesn't.
connection.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that
Yeah.
to be relationship, but it's like
Yeah.
you have to have some kind of connection. I feel like,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean?
No, I agree.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
definitely agree.
what do you feel about that? How do you feel?
About what exactly?
Like what your definition of relationship is?
I would say the same thing. I would say it's connection.
Mm-hmm.
If you're really talking about relationship,
Mm-hmm.
because I believe with relationship comes trust.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be kind of hard to get into a level of trust without relationship,
Okay.
without connecting. And it's
Okay.
like you gotta connect and know who you're connecting to, why you're connecting to them.
So say that again. You said like relationship is what? You were saying a relationship. What would you just say right before that? You don't remember what you just said.
I don't remember.
You're no help to me.
I'm so sorry about that.
You're no help to me.
I mean, it's important because it opens up the door for trust.
Okay.
So,
yeah, that's what I was trying to
yeah.
do.
So if you're going to be able to trust someone, you have to have relationship, and not only just have relationship, but you have to be able to connect to have relationship. Relationship, in other words, is like relating.
Yeah.
Being relative, relating to one another, or relating to the thing or the situation or the circumstance, or the person. So without relating, I don't think there can be relationship. But with that also said, relationship can be good and bad.
Yeah.
Because if you are,
So you feel like we have to have something in common for us to have a
in a
relationship?
sense, absolutely.
Okay.
So if the thing that's in common is a negative thing,
Okay. Then
that's not a good relationship. That's not rational. That's kind of
I don't think that relationships
coming into
really.
agreement
I
with
don't
the
think.
wrong thing. Ooh, and
Oh
that's
God.
when, and that's when, and that's when.
No, lady. No. 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 No.
And that's when, that's when, that's when, and that's when stuff starts going bad.
Yeah.
It goes horrible.
Yeah.
Because now you done connected yourself
Mm-hmm.
to a wrong situation, a
Right.
wrong person, a
Right.
wrong thing.
Right.
And now you're in relationship with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine if you became best friends with this person. They're a thief.
Yeah.
They're a robber.
Yeah.
So now you're associated with a thief.
Right.
And now so they go and rob somebody.
Ooh.
Now the people come and look for you too, because you were associated with.
Because that's what happened.
So wow,
Yeah.
you done came into agreement.
Yeah.
So relationships are real important, y'all, all the way around. All the way around.
I really think so. Okay, so so when it comes to like relationships and friendships, all those kinds of different things, what do you feel like is the most important thing in a relationship?
The most important honesty.
Okay.
I think
Okay, I see that.
I think honesty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like communication is key. Which is true.
Yeah.
Which is very, very true.
Yeah.
But it's it's like
Yeah.
you can't communicate well
Because
without
not
honesty.
all relationships are going to be on the same level.
Right.
I may have this real good friend. And we may be tight.
Right.
And then I may have another friend. We're still friends, but we're not I don't share as much, or I'm not as open, So they're on different levels or different degrees kind of thing. So all is important, but either way it goes, honesty would be the thing.
Do you think you should be on the same, do you think everybody should get the same level of your honesty and to create a certain kind of a relationship? Or do you feel like, okay, this person can get only this much out of me. This person can get this much out of me. That kind of thing. Do you feel like
okay? So
that regulates?
the way I'm going to break that down for myself.
Okay.
Me personally, I would say everybody deserves my honesty.
Mhm.
Absolutely everybody
Mhm.
deserves my honesty.
Mhm.
Now, everybody does not deserve the same level of access
Okay.
to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the difference? What does that look like? What's the difference? Or what's the
So that looks
boundary?
like I have to, because to be a friend, or to have a friend, you have to be a friend.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going to open myself up for a relationship, I have to be willing to give just what I'm looking to receive.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes me relatable.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm just getting to know you,
Right.
I'm not going to give you all of the access that somebody I've been in relationship with for 20 years
Got you.
would have. I will be honest with you about
Mhm.
who I am, and
Okay.
All that kinds of stuff.
Okay.
I'm not
So
going,
it's
I'm not
like
going to
okay.
lie, nothing like that, or be
Right.
phony. There's no
Right.
point in that, because
So
that's
it's like
not.
they ask or whatever. Oh, I'm willing to tell, but
I'm willing to be open
because we're
with
getting
you.
to know each other.
We're getting to know each other,
Right.
but you
Okay.
won't have the same access
Okay.
to me as somebody who I've been in relationship with for
Got you.
years.
Got you.
It'll be different.
Got you. Okay. So there's a boundary there. So there's a boundary there.
There's definitely a boundary.
That's like
Yeah.
you're not coming around me and my family and all that too
Yeah. I
much.
think I can let you in on everything,
Yeah.
but I'm going to be 100% myself
Okay.
with you.
Okay.
But I can't give you access to all of me all at one
Okay.
time.
Because I feel like that's easy to confuse and like to get like, okay, well, if I'm being honest with them, then that means like they have to have a certain level of access to me for me to be open and honest with them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, no, because okay, I can ask you something real personal,
Huh?
and it's honesty, and it's boundaries, and it's you're well in your rights to be able to say, I'm not ready to talk about that yet,
Right.
but we will one day.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think
I think it creates, see, that's what relationship is, because it's allowing that person to be who they are, and then it's
Yeah.
allowing you to be who you are. Because when we get in trouble when we start like having these expectations, like, well, why such and such and such, and it's like, no.
Okay,
Like,
so
it's
why do you feel
okay
like
for
it's
me.
hard for people to be able to do that?
We
To say, you know what, we can talk about, I'm not ready to talk about this, but we can talk about, why do you feel like it's hard for people to get there to be able to say that,
Yeah.
to keep a healthy,
keep it healthy. We haven't been taught how to keep or
Okay.
how to have healthy relationships.
okay.
A lot
Or
of
do you
us
think
have
people
come
are
from
like afraid of
backgrounds.
rejection
But that's the
or?
thing. A lot of us have come from backgrounds where we have not seen healthy relationships.
Mhm.
So we do them according to how we've seen them.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And
Yeah,
then nobody tells us, because we haven't had those healthy relationships, nobody tells us that it's okay to say, that's a little much for me right
say
now.
no. Like no is a complete sentence.
I'm in this with you.
Right.
We good.
Right.
I'm not ready to go there yet.
Yeah. Like no is a complete sentence.
Yeah.
No is a complete sentence.
Yeah.
And the answer is no.
I
I don't want to
okay.
talk about that.
Well, you don't have to say it like that. See,
Right
that'll
yet.
create something. That'll do something else right there.
No.
Do you like me?
No. You love me?
No.
Have you seen that video? You love me? You love me? And the guy's like, yes. You love me? Yes. You love me? Like, if I would have said no, how would you feel?
True relationship honesty in a good relationship, in a healthy relationship, would be like, dude, actually, how you feel about me, whatever, or the female asks the dude, like, you love me, or whatever the case may be, and you just be like, if you love them, then say you love them. If not, it's okay to be like,
everybody's so scared of that part. Everybody's scared of that part. Everybody's scared of that part.
And then why we get offended, like
scared
get
of that part
all
too,
like
though.
up in here with that thing or whatever.
I don't know. I get scared of that too because it's like in that sort of like way. It's like, I don't want to like now disappoint you because I don't like love you yet, but you love me, so it's like
relationship starts with you first.
yeah.
And see, that's where the issue comes in at. And that's why I say honesty would be one of the most important things, because it's not about you being honest with the person, it's about you being honest with you first.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can be relatable
And
to
then you
them.
can be relatable.
Yeah, because if you're lying to you, you're not going to relate to me.
And it's like I don't want to lie to you
If you
I don't
lying to
love you.
yourself, you're not gonna relate. Exactly.
Like I
I'm
really
not in love yet. I'm not in love yet. I love you as a person. I love
Right.
you, because you are a person. You
Right.
you have value,
Right.
all that kind of
Right.
stuff. But if you're
am I
asking
in
me
love
about
with
like
you quite yet?
yeah, maybe not.
No.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
And I'm
Not
gonna get you
yet.
that. But it's coming.
Yeah.
You can feel it. It's rising.
Feel it.
Don't get discouraged. Don't treat
Flutters.
me differently. But it's rising. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Man, don't love me differently, please.
Yeah.
I think that's what we get scared of too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't want you to treat me differently now because I say I don't love you, but you love me.
Why
Now
do you feel like
feel
people
like
end up treating somebody else different because they don't
don't
hear
know.
or
I think-
receive or
yeah,
get?
I just be like, I don't know
what
if you're gonna
they-
receive my answer in like a healthy way or in like a way that with understanding.
Yeah.
So now I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to be honest.
Yeah.
So it's like if you treat me, so it's like now if you treat me differently, it's like okay, well now I know for a fact that
there was an issue.
we're not
There was an issue. There was something there.
we're not there.
Yeah.
We're not there because
Why you feel like people have such a hard time being honest with themselves?
I don't know. I think
Like
it goes back to
you
what
as
we
a
were
young lady.
Mm. I think it goes back to what we were saying before and how we were saying people struggle with self-identity and self-image and stuff. And so we were saying how like when I was young and just growing up and everything, you and dad, y'all were very intentional about the way like what y'all pour into me.
Mhm.
Y'all are very intentional about pouring into me and everything else and allowing me to be able to speak my mind and be able to like okay, if we're talking, let's have an open and honest conversation. So when growing up as kids, every kid be told stay in a child's place.
Because that's my generation.
You're there to be seen and not
heard.
heard.
People talking, you shut up, or you go.
Right. You're there to be seen and not heard.
Yeah.
So we don't want to hear you. We don't want to hear you. Actually, you're making too much noise. Go sit down.
Go sit down.
Whatever. And for a time period, that's how we did too. But then, once we started growing up and we started raising, you wanted to raise us differently. It was like, no. So let's have open and honest conversation.
Yeah.
So I feel like once you give that kind of leeway growing up where I'm able to be honest about how I feel. Okay, now it's comfortable enough for me to do it to my parents. I'm comfortable enough to do it to this person.
Okay.
Right. I'm comfortable enough to do it to this person. I'm comfortable. I feel like it starts in the home.
It does.
So it's I'm comfortable. Okay, I'm comfortable telling my brothers how I feel because I tell them all how I feel. They tell me how they feel. I'm comfortable telling my dad how I feel about it. Something we'll go back and forth, and that's just how whatever the case may be. And it's nothing about disrespect, and it's nothing about that. But it's like, okay, this is how I feel, and I need you to hear how I feel.
What would you say to the young girl, in your age group that has an issue with being honest with herself first or speaking up for herself? What would you say to her?
I would say, for a second, it was almost hard for me to answer that question because I'm like, I've never had that like problem or issue. I think I've been intimidated to speak up for myself in times.
Okay.
So in those times, I'll go back to knowing who I am. Like, if you don't know who you are, you need to figure out who you are. You need to find what makes you okay. You need to find who you are. You need to find, okay, this is why I don't want to speak up for myself.
Right. Wow.
And you have to go to that root of a place.
And it doesn't have to be in anger.
No.
We're not talking about in anger. We're not talking about being catty or, argumentative.
No. But literally, okay, you hurt my feelings.
Okay with,
You hurt my feelings and I don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm not ready to. I don't want to kiss you, please.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for that kind of affection with you yet.
Okay. See, that's healthy relationship.
Yeah.
That's healthy relationship because you first have a good relationship with yourself. Relationship starts with yourself first, guys. That I
think that's what I'm saying. So I feel like if it starts here and it starts with us, then we literally have to. We have to find ourselves. We have to have a relationship with ourselves, and to do that, in doing that, you'll find yourself.
Even for the parent that feels like they have lost a relationship with their kid, you know what I'm saying? I would definitely say give yourself grace for one. Give yourself grace. Like, take it easy. Life's not over. And anything can be turned around.
Yeah.
It's, all things are possible.
Okay.
But I would definitely say something like, take the time to be honest with yourself first. That's going to be first. Take the time to be honest with you first, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to fix a relationship, repair a relationship, it's not about going back and trying to like reconstruct something that took place. It's about starting where you are. So that would look like you being honest with where you are right now, and then cultivating that relationship with that child from here
Like, you
on.
know what? All these years.
Yeah.
Okay, let's be real.
Yeah.
I abused my child. Let's be real.
Like, it's
I was verbally
I didn't do it right.
attacking
I didn't
my
have
child.
all
Let's
of
be
the
real.
answers.
It's like you have to be, and the problem with not being honest with yourself, the issue is that it hurts.
Yeah.
And it can hurt. It doesn't always hurt, but it can hurt.
Not only hurts, but it creates guilt too, especially for, like,
that.
say, the parent.
And I don't want to
or
feel
the
like I
adult.
did anything wrong.
Exactly. I don't want to admit it. I'm the parent. You're supposed to always.
Is that just pride? That's pride. That's a pride thing.
Really, it really boils down to that. It boils down to that. Because you're human, I'm human, and that's one of the major things that we had to come to a grip with, as in me and your dad, when we had to realize, like, okay, we were raised to, be quiet, hush up, go sit down if adults were talking, but at the same time, we're still dealing with adults. They're just young adults. We're still dealing with humans. They're just young humans. They're just little humans, and they still have a voice. No, you know what I'm saying? So it's literally like we had to really take into consideration, like, wait, like, we're teaching them how to talk as babies, but then we want to tell them to shut up. Wait, what are we doing here?
What are we doing?
We're contradicting everything.
What are we talking about? Why am I telling you to go sit down and
then I'm telling you could be everything that you can put your mind to.
That right there takes.
You can be absolutely whatever you put your mind to. Now go sit down and be quiet. What? It's just.
I want my baby to be able to tell me what she feels and Okay, but when she tries to, you shut her down.
Shut her down. You shut him down.
You don't let, and that's
because it doesn't feel good. I'm the adult. You don't talk back. Wait.
I wasn't talking back. I was just letting you know that
it's called.
What's going on in the inside.
It's called relationship. It's called relationship.
Right. Yeah, it's a relationship.
Yeah,
that's really what the most important part of the all life.
And I think we forget that. We get into the place of, I'm the parent, that's the child. I'm the manager, that's the employee. I'm the pastor, that's the member. I'm the whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm the teacher, that's the student.
Right.
And we forget that it's relationship. Really, it's honestly
just
a relationship that's supposed to happen.
That'll change. I feel like that changes the fullness of how things just operate in your personal life. You know what I mean? Like, all the way around. For a teacher and a student, your students and for all your classes are going to respond totally different to you when you start actually trying to have a relationship. You try to be here with a student, they're going to want to like every cool teacher or whatever that I've had, my favorite teacher or whatever,
they being relatable. If you relate, because you've definitely come home and talk about certain teachers, with a smile on your face or feeling good about it, as opposed to some other teachers. And it's just the difference has been them being relatable.
Yeah. I was gonna say I have my favorite teachers. I surely do. And the rest of them who swear that they just
the best teacher in the world.
Yeah, hot mess.
Oh my gosh.
Plum Miller.
Oh my god.
A plum.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
But yeah, no. So I think relationship is just ultimately very, 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 very important. It makes the most out of anything.
Relationship is important.
Yeah, it makes the most out of absolutely anything. Yeah. Okay, so then when it comes to is it just a mindset thing when it comes to specifically parents to their child? Like, okay, I want her to tell me how she feels, but when she does, it just feels so disrespectful. So I'm just like, I'm ready to go at it with her. Or I'm ready to go at it with him all the time. It's just a mindset thing, or is it just like a no, she needs to be or he needs to be scared of me. Or
either way, that's gonna be a mindset thing. But I think it's so many different things coupled into one. Again, I'm gonna go back to honesty.
Yeah.
If people only get mad about something that they know is true. Honestly, for
Because why
real.
did you say
When
that?
you think about
Because
it,
why did you say that
all
about
you
me?
did was say to me what I've already been thinking. So now you done said it to me.
I'll be
I'm
so
ready to
mad.
snatch your head off.
I'll be so mean. Naya,
No, I
do that to me.
remember your
Do that to
brother.
me.
Your brother.
I don't like this.
Your brother
Which one?
said to me and your daddy, we told him you just being, you being so, and he was a little thing. He's always been super intelligent.
And he said, "What back?"
This boy gonna say,
What do you say?
said, we said you just being picky. Stop being so doggone picky. Go sit down somewhere. Stop being. He said, I'm not being picky. I'm just persnickety. Listen to me. He was about to get a whooping because I didn't know what persnickety was. Like, that's first. First. Persnickety. You gonna go get a dictionary? He's to understand what you just said to me? It says persnickety.
Matter of fact,
Which
you about
actually,
7
y'all,
years old.
means
About
picky.
7 years old over here
He
talking about
about
some
7 years old.
some persnickety.
Telling us that I'm just persnickety.
I say, well,
Wow, doctor.
go sit your
The way my
persnickety.
lips have balled up,
Disappear.
the way my lips disappeared. You know when your lips disappear?
When your list is serious.
I remember when y'all used to be scared of them.
Yeah, I'm not scared of that no more.
And then y'all stopped being scared of that, so then I just started throwing stuff.
And that's
Maybe you gotta get a remote and just throw it. Oh, sorry, that's
you
wrong
guys seeing
podcast.
the
Wrong
problem?
podcast.
Are y'all seeing it? Are y'all seeing the issue?
Podcast, wrong podcast.
Are y'all seeing what I have to? Are y'all seeing the
I mean,
problem?
sometimes
Are y'all seeing the problem?
you just gotta get slow.
Are y'all seeing the problem?
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
tell me you see the problem.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. We're
I'm
here.
just saying,
We're
sometimes.
here. This is a mess. This is a hot
You
mess.
used to be scared of it. You know, you squint the eyes. You remember? Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm. You gonna say something? All they do is just stare. They just stare at you quiet.
And then it got to the point where they just started laughing when I.
Because it was funny. It was.
But I'm talking. I used to want to come off the top rope, like.
Why were you so angry? Why were you so angry? Why did you want to beat after that? You wanted to.
I
You
want to
wanted
be
to
honest
give
with
us
myself. I
a
wanted y'all to
whooping.
be scared. I wanted y'all to fear life. That's how I was raised. I was raised to be scared. Listen, we used to go like it was like 5 o'clock, and we knew they were coming home.
Them street
I'm talking
lights
about
came
you talking
on.
about cleaning up absolutely everything. We look like little ants trying to
That's
clean
why
up.
it's funny seeing TikToks now when they be
And we
like,
come home and y'all sitting there like, hey, playing the game, sitting up.
okay.
Come off the top.
It used to be hilarious. No, it still is hilarious seeing them TikToks when they be like, you hear the garage open and you still like that chicken out the freezer. What? When I tell you that is the scariest. They leave the house talking about some. Make sure you thaw out that chicken so when I come home I could cook it. You still playing. All of a sudden you hear that garage and that bathroom not clean and that chicken out in that sink on. You hear me?
As if we can't tell that it was just taken out when we came
You
in.
couldn't tell nothing by that. I put it in some boiling hot water. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. Matter of fact, that chicken is cooking in that water. Is how hot that water. That's how hot that the water was. It's
unbelievable.
listen. I forgot. I forgot. Don't whoop me. I forgot.
But that's honestly, that's what honesty in a relationship comes from. It comes from being honest with you 1st. That's the only way to have a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't want to do that. A lot of times we came from backgrounds where it was just, what we were singing.
I don't know.
Okay.
I said we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. What was you saying? We don't want to do that. We don't want to. We don't want to have that kind of church. That's the problem. We don't want to have that kind of. We don't want to have that kind of church. We don't want to have that kind of church.
Yeah.
Fix it.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I got it.
Little something. Little something. Your neck wasn't doing nothing.
Put it in.
Facetune it. Go make me. No.
Oh, okay.
That's your problem now.
Like, well, I'm being honest about it.
And that's how you build a relationship with yourself. This is.
That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry.
We just finished talking about. I think they gonna think we got Tourette's, and it's like, no, I promise that's not. Ooh, we felt it at the same time. I
See what I'm
felt that.
saying?
I felt that. Glory was in that.
That's me. Honestly, honestly, it bring glory.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. No.
Really felt it.
It's okay, guys. It's all right to enjoy life. It's okay to be honest with yourself. Honesty doesn't always have to be ugly. It may be ugly, but it doesn't have to stay ugly.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
That's how you get to the other side. You know, that's the only way you get to the other side of the thing. Is being honest here and then saying, okay, I don't want this no more. So now let's move on to this.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we were just talking about this right before we had started or whatever, and I want to see how you feel about parents who feel like they can't have a different relationship with their child, because the way that you grew up, you know, and everything else, a lot of people will be quick to say, oh my God, I don't want to be like my mom, how my mom did me. I don't want to be like my dad, the way my dad did me. I don't want to be like my grandma, whoever raised them or whatever. I don't want to be like who raised me.
Right.
And then they end up falling right back into that path.
Right into it.
So, and then not having a relationship at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? So how... So ultimately for you it was a decision, but how did you continuously manually make that decision to be able to raise us differently,
right,
so that we can have a certain kind of relationship?
Got you. I mean, you almost answered it yourself. I manually made a decision, because when you grow up a certain way, or when you've done something for so long, it becomes like automatic. Like you just automatically do it and don't even realize you're doing it.
It's like,
so I manually, daily, minute by minute, made a decision to do something different.
Okay.
And not even feeling like I had it all together, had no idea what the outcome was going to be like. I just dared to take the chance to do something different. And that was just basically me saying, okay, I was going this way. That didn't go right. I'm gonna go that way.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna go this way with them. If my life, you know, had to do with this, and this, I'm not gonna introduce that. I'm gonna do this over here. Right. And that's really what I did.
Well, I mean, I know there's like certain like similarities, because in the same sense, like, people will feel like, okay, well, I was raised in the projects, I was raised in the hood, I was, you know, my children got a big nice house, but you still act like your mom,
right?
So, or you still act like your daddy,
right?
So how did you? Because I know that there's similarities, still, even still to this day, like you act like your mom,
for sure, yeah,
in the best ways possible. So how was it like? Okay, seeing the similarities of your mom in you, and still not, I know it was discouraging, but still pushing on that path of, okay, I see that similarity, but
gotcha,
I'm gonna continue to, like, how did you do that? Because people will get like discouraged or whatever and then quit.
Gotcha.
Like, you know, oh well, I still did this like my dad,
right?
You know, and I didn't want to be like him,
right?
So now I guess I'll never, you know, and then now they're all hopeless and I'll never, and then it's So how did you? Yeah. So how did that?
So one of the things I did realize, and I'm gonna say this as a daughter that was not raised with her mom, it's really profound that I came out with so many ways like her, and I never lived with her. So that in itself is a lot. One of the things I realized is that a lot of times we'll focus on saying, I don't want to be like this so much that because you got to realize whatever you focus on, that's where you're going to put your energy to.
Okay.
So once I started saying, I kept saying, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to make this mistake. I don't want to go this direction. And the more I said, I don't want to do this because that's what I was focusing on,
Yeah.
I went that way.
Okay.
So I consciously, manually, daily, minute by minute, had to think about, I want to go this way. I want it to look like this.
Okay.
Instead of saying, I don't want to look like that, I had to start putting to focus what I want it to look like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I can speak for me, even when it came to you guys, and I realized that it was kind of easy for me to really not be as focused with y'all when y'all were real little. I don't even know if you were here yet, but I had, the salon, working at the salon back in Miami. And I was so used to being at work. I loved what I did. And there's nothing wrong with working because we got to work. Got to work to eat.
Like,
Got to work to eat.
it is.
Work. Work. No. Okay. All right. See? Okay. What I realized is that I was so comfortable. We had to get it out sometime. You had to get it out sometime.
You just gotta do it.
It's okay.
Just do it
and then
do
move
it.
on. But it's okay to feel what you're feeling and then move on past it. And what I realized is that I was okay with working.
Okay.
And I had to, and I would come home and, kids would be there, husband would be there. And it was like, I didn't have that connection over here, but I had the connection with work. So for me, it was like, I know what I felt like as a kid, not having that connection with my parent. I need to create that. So not everybody has to be as drastic as me. I personally decided to leave the shop and be home with the kids. So
Right.
people who I could bring to the house and do their hair, things like that, or whatever the case may be, I would do that. But I decided to literally just be home with each of the kids while until they were school age.
All day and all night.
I'm gonna tell y'all straight up.
Actually, no, I'm playing.
I was rolling on the ground. Like I was having convulsions. I was like flipping back and forward. I was angry with the world. I was like, cause wait a minute.
I'm uncomfortable.
Because first of all,
I'm very uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable. And you mean that I gotta actually spend time, first of all, with myself and then with these kids?
First of all,
with my spend time with me?
First of all, with me?
Like I don't know. You know,
I never had to do that.
I never stopped long enough where I just had to be with me. And then to raise y'all too. So it was uncomfortable, but I made a conscious manual decision daily that this is what I want it to look like. So I'm going to go after this.
Right.
But it took me to stop focusing on what it didn't look like or what I don't want it to look like. Because that's where the picture in my head was.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like how that looked. And that's the picture that I kept in my head.
Okay.
So I had to put the picture in my head of, I want it to look like this. I want us to be, happy and joyful and playing and big kids with our children and this, that, and the other. And we are. But that's what I had to put in my mind so that I can go towards that. Okay. And I think a lot of times we miss the mark because we're so busy thinking about what we don't have or what we don't want. That's the picture that's in our head. But the picture we got to put in our head is what we want it to look like. And then drive towards that.
Okay. I have like 3 more really big questions. So I feel like we might need to do a part 2.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Part 2.
Hey, we're going to do a part 2.
Wait. These questions going to be in my business?
I mean, what kind of? What kind of?
Okay.
But we're going to do a part 2. So you guys will be able to see this.
Okay.
And maybe a part 3 and a part 4 because it's a great conversation and I actually have a couple pretty big, deep questions.
All right, guys.
Follow us on Instagram at the No Holds Podcast and our individuals at Anaya Gantz and at
Narsha.Gantz.
Narsha.Gantz. We love you guys.
Love
we
you
will
guys.
see you guys next week.
See you soon.